Hello and welcome to Beyond the Bio. I'm going to start this episode with a bit of an ask. I know that we have some listeners to the show from all over the world, which is so exciting. I love to see where people are listening, and some of the locations just blow my mind. They really do. We've got loads of American listeners, which is exciting. We've got listeners in Thailand, in Hong Kong, in Canada, France, Spain, Australia, literally almost every country you can think of, and in some totally remote places within these countries as well. So that is so exciting, and thank you for listening to the show. I really, really do appreciate it. What my ask is going to be is for you to rate, subscribe, write a review. This is so, so important in terms of increasing the visibility of the show. If you're on Spotify, it's super easy. You're literally just leaving a rating. If you listen on Apple, it would mean so much to me if you would write a brief review. It makes such a difference. It really, really does. And I'd be really grateful if you could just take a moment or two to do that. So that's my plea for this week. I'd love to see some reviews from some of our international listeners. And as always as well, I'd love to hear your feedback. So please do drop me a DM on LinkedIn or Instagram and give me some feedback on the show. Tell me what it is that you would like to hear more of, what topics you would like me to cover, if there's any guests that you would like me to try and get on the show. I'd really, really value your important feedback. Thank you. On with the show. This week, I'm having a solo episode, and I want to talk all about speaker kits. So speaking is a topic that people often want me to cover on the show, and we've had some awesome guests linked to speaking. So we'll pop some notes to these previous episodes in the show notes, but previous episodes that I think will be relevant if you are interested in speaking as a topic would be the episode with Danny Wallace, where she gives some incredible tips to make your talk better, brilliant tips around how you hold yourself and how you conduct yourself when you're speaking. So definitely check that one out. We also had Camilla Collins, who was talking about how she's moved into speaking as an income stream, and that was really interesting to hear about her experiences and how it complements her other business interests. So check that one out also. And if you're interested in perhaps doing a TEDx talk, you'll want to check out the episode with Michaela Rainey, where she talks all about how you pitch to TEDx organisers and some of the great tips that she has around that. So a few episodes to go back and listen to if you are interested in speaking. What we see a lot of with clients and people that we're meeting out and about in relation to speaking is lots of people see the opportunities that speaking brings. So whether that be just getting in front of lots of ideal clients and being able to hold the floor and be able to talk about all the things that interest you, that are related to your business, and generate prospects and business from those opportunities, or whether it is an income stream and it's something that you want to get paid to do. So there's lots of different ways that you can bring speaking into your repertoire of business interests. And I think that when you get to the point where you want to professionalize that, and particularly when you want to charge for your services for speaking, you need to get professional. So you need assets that you are able to send out to organisers, whether it be that you've been asked to speak at something and you need to send the organisers all your various information, or whether you're actually approaching organisers with a view to get them to book you. So I want to speak to you about a speaker kit and what should be included in that, and what you can send out to those organisers to look super professional. So what is a speaker pack? I think a speaker pack is a comprehensive PDF that includes your bio, your speaker topics, maybe some action photo shots, testimonials, contact details, and possibly you might want to include your pricing with that. So as I say, it can be sent out to event organisers when pitching for speaking gigs. It could be hosted as a download on your website, or it could be pinned as a featured post on your LinkedIn or other social media platform of choice. So let's break down and look at those elements that make up your speaker pack. So first of all, your bios. And I say bios plural because I think it's important to have a short bio and also a longer bio so that the organisers can choose which one is most relevant depending on the space that they have. So this is going to be maybe one page, I would say, where a short bio, maybe 150 words or less, and then a longer version of that underneath. So you're going to have one document that just covers bios. And I think the test of a great bio is that you couldn't take your name out and insert anybody else's name in there. So it should be something that is unique, that stands out, and isn't just generic and can have anyone's name in. So think about what you want to be known for in terms of the speaking and make sure that the bio covers that. Next up, photos. You need photos as part of your speaker pack. So you definitely want a headshot that's going to go alongside the bio for any event guide or listening. It's a good idea, I think, to include some action shots as well. So if you've previously spoken at pretty much any event, they're likely to have had a professional photographer there. So start gathering those action shots because there will be a variety of ways that you can use those, whether it be on your website or in your speaker pack, and it just shows that you've done this before and you're a professional. Action shots are going to go well in your speaker pack, but they're also pretty useful for social media posts showing you doing your thing too, which is going to be a great way of marketing yourself as a speaker. Testimonials, so important. Get into the habit of asking for testimonials from any event that you speak at and include these wherever they're relevant. But as a minimum, you want to have these as part of your speaker pack. A few lines with the testimonial plus the name of the person, their job title, and the company or organisation is ideal. You could be really crafty with testimonials when you're asking for one and ask the person that's giving you the testimonial to do it as a LinkedIn recommendation, but also make it clear that you're planning on using it in other places. And then this is a great way of showcasing on LinkedIn that you are a speaker and keeping your recommendation section up to date on LinkedIn, and then just repurposing it, like I say, in your speaker pack as well. So if you don't have any testimonials at the moment, there's no harm in going back to previous events that you've spoken at, especially if you've done it for free and they kind of owe you, and they won't begrudge, I'm sure, giving you a testimonial that you can put into your pack. But get into the habit of asking for one as standard after each event that you do. Something else that you might want to think about including in your speaker pack is a speaker reel, which is a short video of clips showing you speaking at a variety of events. So this tends to be topped and tailed with some snazzy graphics that are going to have your name and your contact details. You could host this on YouTube. Then you've got the added benefit of being able to include a longer piece of text underneath with a clear call to action, and you might find that you would get some bookings from that. So a speaker reel, ideal. Perhaps if you have done a TEDx talk before, you could use the link from your TEDx talk as your speaker reel. But ideally, you want to chop that into footage of you speaking at other events to create a full reel and make sure that you have got those contact details at the end as well. I've spoken about personal websites on Beyond the Bio before, and I'm a real fan of a personal website in your own name to showcase a variety of things, but in particular it is super useful for speaking. So I have a Sophie Milliken website. We'll stick a link to that in the show notes, and we get regular inquiries through to the team for me to speak at events. We have a speaking tab on that website that has talk topics. So I'm kind of helping the organisers to think about what I can speak about and how it might fit into their event. But they also have the opportunity to just ask me to speak about whatever topic that they want as well. So the website, I think, is just great in terms of positioning you in a professional way. And like I say, we have had bookings that have come through where someone's Googled something and the website's popped up and it's created an opportunity, which is fab. So with the personal website, you can include all of the details that I've suggested there for your speaker pack. And you can also have a form within the website that actually captures some useful information from the event organizer that's going to help you decide if you want to take the opportunity that they're offering. So the things that I ask for on my form within the website for speaking opportunities, I want to know the date of the event, the location, the audience size, whether it's in person or online, the length of the talk, the topic, if they've got one in mind, the aims and outcomes of the talk, and also I ask that budget question. What's your budget? Because you will get approached often to speak for free, and you need to decide whether that's something that you want to do. And I think on that point around speaking for free, I think there's nothing wrong with speaking for free at all. And particularly when you're trying to grow your testimonials, for example, for speaking, or develop your own experience with speaking, it's good to say yes to quite a few things and make sure that you're building up that experience and building up that testimonial bank. But when you then want to move to getting paid for these opportunities, that's when you want to just be a bit more selective with what you say yes to. So for me now, if I get asked to speak at something, my criteria is, do I get paid? And is it a fair rate for the opportunity? And things that you want to think about there is, do you have a talk that you can just rock up and deliver? Or is it that they've asked you to create a new topic that you need to do research for, that you need to practice, that you need to create slides for? So you need to factor all of this into the cost. As well, are you going to have to travel to the event, and are those costs covered? So there's a few things to think about there. And for me, I tend to say no pretty much to all unpaid opportunities now, because I don't particularly need to do them and I don't have any real desire to do them. The only exception to that would be if the opportunity got me in front of people that would potentially become clients for us at Moja, and that's a bit different. The other thing is if I'm asked to speak and it's something linked to SmartWorks, which is the charity that I chair, because there might be other benefits to me doing that. So there's a few things to just sort of factor in there, and don't feel guilty saying no. I got approached last week to speak at an event in London. My response was, thank you for thinking of me. Can I ask if there's a fee for this opportunity? They came back and said, oh, we have a small budget for it. And this is interesting, right? Because these people were charging 150 quid a ticket for delegates to attend their event. And they said, we can pay you, I think it was 150 quid, maybe 250 quid. And I said, thanks, but no thanks, because for me to go down to London, it's a whole day there, and actually the travel alone probably costs not far off that. They then came back and said we can cover travel as well, but for me, I still didn't really want to do it. It would have been a full day out. I'd have had to prepare for it. The audience weren't an audience that are particularly relevant to me right now, so on balance, it just didn't add up. So it was quite an easy one to politely and respectfully decline. So do think about all of these things when you're saying yes or no to an opportunity. So all of those things together, I think, make up the speaker pack, and you need to think about where you host it. So as I said, the personal website, I think, is an ideal place to have this, and I need to practice what I preach here, because I don't think you can download my speaker pack on my website. So I need to make sure that we have that and it's updated and it goes on there. And I've seen great personal websites where people have a space where you can download their bio, you can download their photos. So make it really easy for the organisers. I think having all of those things is great. but also just having them as separate PDF documents to hand when somebody asks you to speak at an event or you spot an opportunity where you want to put yourself forward. So keep it all in a folder, keep them as separate documents or as one document, however you think best, or maybe have both, and depending on the opportunity you mix and match and send them whatever it is that they need. But by having these documents to hand and being able to respond quickly to the organisers, you are positioning yourself very clearly in their minds as a professional speaker. So I hope that this has been a useful episode to get you thinking about speaking as an opportunity and thinking about how you present yourself in a more professional way with your speaking endeavours. I think that speaking is a great way of raising your profile, as I've said many times before. So why not spend a bit of time getting these assets together so that you can be slightly ahead of many other people that are wanting to take speaking opportunities. It's going to save you time, it's going to make you more professional, and it's going to ultimately allow you to move to a space where you are charging a competitive rate for your services, and it becomes an income stream as well as a business generating tool. As always, let me know how you get on. I would love to know if you found this episode useful. See you next Monday.
Thank you for listening. If you're serious about growing your profile, take our free profile assessment quiz to see where you're at right now and get hints and tips on how to improve your score. You'll find the link to the quiz in the show notes. If you've enjoyed the episode, it would be mint if you'd subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next Monday.